Good evening, you're watching Plain Speak with me, Poonam Burde. The Congress seems to have scored a self-goal, all thanks to Sam Pitroda, the senior leader of the party, close aide of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi and a mentor to Rahul Gandhi. The chief of Indian Overseas Congress called the inheritance law in America an interesting one. That triggered a massive controversy, with the BJP hinting that the Congress was intending of bringing this tax in once again. They wanted to tax you even after your death, is what the BJP said. Now, the Congress was quick to distance itself. Sam Pitroda himself clarified and accused the BJP of twisting his remarks. But the damage was already done, many say. This controversy dominated the political discourse all through the day today. That's significant because today is the last day for campaigning for 88 seats in phase 2. They vote on Friday, and on such a day, the Congress appears to be on the back foot as far as the narrative war, the war of optics, is concerned. Add this to the already simmering debate over Congress's wealth redistribution promise. On both those fronts, the grand old party is firefighting a narrative of loot, and the BJP and the Prime Minister is trying to build. But can they convince the voters that this is merely a political rhetoric, as they are claiming, and that the hard-earned money of every single citizen in the country will be left untouched if the India bloc is in power? Are these ideas of the Congressnomics, if you will, even viable? Before we get into that, let me get you caught up with the controversy so far. Let's first start with the controversy over Sam Pitroda's comments and the inheritance tax. The Congress in its manifesto had promised a financial survey to ascertain income and wealth inequality. This was about the redistribution of wealth as promised in the manifesto and by Rahul Gandhi. After such a survey, wealth will be redistributed among a certain section of society. That was a declaration that Rahul Gandhi made. The BJP went all guns blazing. The Prime Minister reiterated that charge against the Congress for 4 straight days now. This wealth will be given to infiltrators and Muslims, is what the BJP said. Rahul Gandhi hit right back. He said that it was undoing injustice because 90% of the population in this country do not get their fair share. The BJP was completely off the mark, is what the Congress said. They even dared the Prime Minister to show where in their manifesto did they say that minorities would get this redistributed wealth. Cut to what happened today. Sam Pitroda advocated for a US-style inheritance tax. Though he wasn't suggesting bringing that law back in India, the fact that he opened the door was enough for the BJP to walk right in. Top BJP leaders, including the Prime Minister, said that the Congress's sole aim was to loot the people of this country. They would do so while you were alive by taxing you. They would do so after you died, after you passed away, by taxing the inheritance. That's the narrative the BJP built. The Congress outrightly dismissed any such scare. They attributed the comment to Pitroda's personal opinion. They even reminded the BJP of the stance some of its leaders have taken in the past, endorsing such an inheritance tax. So while we're in election season and while the Congress is battling the promises that it has made in the manifesto and the comments that it has made outside, from wealth reset, from the redistribution of wealth to now the inheritance tax, are Congress's plans even viable, and how do they actually plan to get these through? And if they don't, then what exactly is their reasoning to reach out to the voter and end this fear-mongering? We take that to our guest tonight.
हमारी बहनें मंगलसूत्र पहनती हैं। कांग्रेस ये सब आपसे छीनकर वो कहते हैं हम इक्वली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर देंगे।
मेरी मां का मंगलसूत्र इस देश को कुर्बान हुआ है।
हिंदुस्तान में आज 90% के साथ अन्याय हो रहा है।
You in your generation made wealth. You are leaving now. You must leave your wealth for public. Not all of it, half of it.
कांग्रेस का मंत्र है कांग्रेस की लूट, जिंदगी के साथ भी और जिंदगी के बाद भी।
सबसे पहले घोषणा पत्र में सर्वे, मनमोहन सिंह का पुराना बयान जो कांग्रेस की लेगेसी है।
Constitution never allows to do this, and we don't have any intention.
Joining me in this broadcast, spokesperson of the BJP, Shaina NC, Matthew Antony, spokesperson of the Congress, will be joining us shortly. Economist Sharad Kohli is also with me. Before we get into the politics of it, let me ask Sharad Kohli, the kind of promises the Congress is making about wealth redistribution, the hints at an inheritance law, both combined, financially, in layman's terms, break it down for us. Is this even viable for a country like India?
Thank you, Poonam, and good evening to all the viewers of CNN News 18. I think it's a completely outdated concept. You know, inheritance tax was done away in India in 1984 when it used to be there. I remember VP Singh was the finance minister and Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister. It was done away. It used to be there in India because it's an outdated concept, simply. And if we compare it to America, you know, American society is radically different from our society. The family values in our society are far stronger. There are parents, there are children, there are grandparents. You pass on your wealth to your children and your children inherit and so on. So whereas in America, you know, you have live-in relationships. The family system is very, very less prevalent. So for there to say, and more importantly, you know, a fact came out just now that most of the America does not have this kind of, I don't know from where Mr. Pitroda came out with this facts, because 2 or 3 states have it. At the federal level, there is no inheritance tax. So I think Mr. Pitroda also needs to get its facts correct. So it's a completely outdated concept. It cannot work in India. This will lead to, outflow of all the wealth creators in India. You know, imagine if this comes up and you're not able to pass on your, here parents work hard for their children all their life. In fact, if you speak to parents, they will say we are only working for our children. And, you know, the best way to fill up this gap of inequality or whatever redistribution that Congress has been harping about. I don't know, it's a ridiculously, I would say, catastrophic move if that was to come true. Thankfully, all the surveys do not indicate Congress coming back. Otherwise, it would have been catastrophic, because you will find outflow of the entire capital from the country. You will find all the people who create capital, who generate employment. They will move out of the country because they know their wealth is either not safe, and whatever is safe will be probably be taxed by inheritance tax being brought in. So I think this will be a double whammy on the wealth creators in India. So I don't think this particular idea is anyway going to be, this was discussed way back. I remember some of the BJP people also discussed long ago, but it was just a brainstorming being done. There was nothing concrete, which is why we don't have it in our country.
Sure, and this is also brainstorming. That's what the Congress says, that Sam Pitroda's comments were his personal opinion.
No.
He was talking about what happens in America, because that's where he's based from. He never once hinted that this country should bring in a law. That's the Congress's official stance.
No, the difference between that brainstorming, Poonam, and this brainstorming is that this is an extended comment of a top leader of Congress party, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who on record has said that we will redistribute the wealth. This is another way of redistributing the wealth. You don't let somebody inherit, collect 45% and just distribute to people. So this is not brainstorming. This is an extension of a top leader of a Congress stating on record that yes, we are believing in redistribution and we will bring in redistribution. So Mr. Pitroda just extended that. He was resonating the same concept in a different way. I think Congress is losing its way. As an economist, I would say, Poonam, it is losing its way, because instead of talking of wealth creation, instead of talking of policies which lead to wealth creation, you are talking of either redistribution or you are talking of taxing it. I don't think there is any constructive background in the whole statement. I think people of the country must know that you should give constructive remarks which lead to development and wealth creation, not about taking away wealth and acting as a bad Robin Hood, Poonam.
Sure. Matthew Antony, the Congress may have come out and distanced itself from what Sam Pitroda said. They have also said that this is not something that the Congress intends to bring in. But this is seen as an extension of what the Congress promised in its manifesto as far as wealth redistribution is concerned. So could the timing just have been bad? Is that why the Congress today seems to be on a back foot?
Poonam, thank you for taking me in the show, as well as to all the viewers. What I can say is that Sam Pitroda has made a personal statement. We have nothing to do with that as a party, because the party manifesto is very clear. Now, let me answer the previous economist who said, that how Congress created the wealth. Let us know that who created and opened up the BFSI sector, who created and opened up the ITA sector, who created and opened up the telecom sector, which are the largest employers in this country right now. So who created the billionaires in this country at that point of time when we were in the rule? And now the wealth distribution, which our leader Rahul Gandhi is speaking about, is the 16 lakhs of written off, loans from the bank, as well as the inequality in the income, where 21 billionaires in this country holds more than 70% of country's wealth, or the country's other people's wealth. So we are talking about a socialist philosophy in our politics, and it is very clearly told in the manifesto. We have never talked, and our history of ruling this country, has it ever taken away the money from the billionaires or from the rich people and given it to the poor? So what history, so Prime Minister Modi is completely in a situation where he fears loss, he scares loss, and he's trying to deviate the topic from our manifesto, which addresses the unemployment, which addresses the price rise. I need to ask the question here that there was a promise of 15 lakhs made by the Prime Minister. Nobody wants to answer. Everybody laughs at it. But it was a political promise made by the Prime Minister 10 years back. Has any single rupee has come to anyone's account? The Prime Minister is blatantly lying and is a habitual liar. He just doesn't want to touch the topics. He just doesn't want to touch the topic of unemployment. Has he not addressed it? Till now, has he addressed it? He just personally got corrupted in the electoral bond scheme. He just got corrupted in the PM's cares fund. He has not addressed it. So he is just running away from it, whereas
the electoral bonds issue has been addressed by the Prime Minister, and let me put it this way, all parties are either guilty or innocent when it comes to electoral bonds, but let's not get into that. Shaina NC, the BJP, the Prime Minister, is trying to twist what the Congress is saying is the Congress's allegation. We're just talking about taxing the super rich is what the Congress says. Forget an inheritance law. This was just a matter of debate and discussion. This is democracy, says the Congress party.
So this is a self-goal for the Congress party for sure, because you have a so-called Nyay Patra, which is anything but Nyay, it's only a Nyay. They talk about a caste census there, and there you have Mr. Sam Pitroda today talking about India having no inheritance tax and how that people who have 50% of the wealth, it must be distributed equitably. Now this is like saying aspirational India, where you have a middle class that has done so well on their own premise of their hard work, should be completely robbed of what they have stood for or stand for, irrespective of what they choose to do in terms of philanthropy. And like a state which is a republic, banana republic, should distribute this wealth all over. I want to ask few questions to the Congress. Has the Congress decided clearly that it wants to plunder and destroy India? Has Mr. Sam Pitroda taken on the absolute, empowerment of the Congress Parivar and Mr. Rahul Gandhi to continue to spur all kinds of controversy? Is Mr. Rahul Gandhi in his election speeches, where he speaks about redistribution of wealth and a caste census, has he completely lost the plot? Please understand, the Congress is very clear on its dig. It wants to impose an inheritance tax. It wants to make sure that there is equitable distribution. How it proposes to do this, nobody knows. How it proposes to go forward, loot people in their homes and take and then give to somebody else. This is a loot of life and death. And as our Honorable Prime Minister has worked tirelessly for the Labhartis of this country, when 25 crore people from below poverty line have been empowered, it has happened through good schemes which touch the lives. When you give a mudra loan to a woman where she gets up to 20 lakhs, that is empowerment, not freebies, subsidies, sops. When you have somebody benefiting through 5 lakhs of through an Ayushman Bharat for their health, it is empowering their life in terms of their health facilities.
Sure.
You know about what we have done in the field of education, empowerment, social welfare schemes, 60 crore people being, reciprocated for the good deeds of the Prime Minister that percolate down to the poorest of poor. And on the other, you have a regressive party that only wants to loot you and take away your wealth. I mean, this is the poorest statement that has come out from the Congress party and Mr. Sam Pitroda, because it shows you that they want to snatch your jewelry, they want to snatch your wealth, and they talk about, being the so-called Robin Hoods. I want to say this is a Prime Minister that has delivered on schemes which have percolated down to the poor, where Rajiv Gandhi said for every 1 rupee, 15 paise goes down to the poor. The Bharatiya Janata Party under the leadership of Modi ji has shown that for every 1 rupee, the entire 1 rupee goes down to the poor without giving freebies, subsidies, sops, empowering their lives. Sure. And the Congress want to take your life and death. That is the sum and substance of this statement. If this is not a self-goal, I want to ask, would the people of India, would the middle class, would aspirational youth, would the woman who wants to save her Mangal Sutra vote for this party? Absolutely not. So on the 4th of June, you will realize that this is going to be a party Poonam that is reduced to being a regional party in our country, because the people will dismiss this kind of regressive commentary and politics.
Sure. So it's not just about political rhetoric, Matthew Anthony, like the Congress says that the BJP is just trying to whip up this narrative in election season, but the BJP has facts to give you. They're citing their track record. They say redistribution, as the Congress is claiming, is needed. That's not needed at all, because last mile delivery is far more efficient, is seen across the country over the last 10 years. So it's not just about political rhetoric as the Congress or the opposition is making it about.
Poonam, I still don't have an answer for that 15 lakhs promise made by the Prime Minister to the public 10 years back. I still don't have an answer why Smriti Irani was crying for the entire people during 2012 and 14 for a 290 to 400 rupees gas cylinder, which is now at 900 to 1200. I still don't have a reply for Modi making a mockery comment on Prime Minister Manmohan Singh for the dollar price at 60 rupees in 2014. Now it is catching up with Manmohan Singh's age, and he still doesn't have a comment. And I still don't have a reply from the BJP on the price increase on all the essential commodities, starting from petrol to when the petrol price was 106 per barrel internationally. We had a 70 rupees price in India, and there was a ruckus made by BJP in India. Now it is close to 100, and the international barrel price is 84. Can we have a factual reply from BJP on all these points? Or they will run away. And the so-called...
No, Shaina Hansi is here on the panel and she wants to respond, in fact. Yes, Shaina Hansi, go ahead.
I have an answer to Mr. Matthew, and please listen intently. The fact is, you talk about gas cylinders. How many of our sisters were absolutely groping in the dark, health hazards being, etc. The fact is, 11 crore Ujjwala gas cylinders have been given. And you know these facts are in the public domain. You talk about, oh, our economy from number 11, which we inherited courtesy you, we have reached number 5. And Sharat Kohli ji will hold me to this, that we are heading towards being the 3rd largest economy in the world. We have used our intelligence of our Indian citizens to the advantage of India. You have used even COVID as an advantage to India. The fact that you have vaccines which were given from India world over, these are all not just talking points. This is the reality. The Prime Minister has ensured that every person has a Jan Dhan bank account. Women who want to start their own entrepreneurial skills, they get 20 lakhs through Mudra banking. Is this not redistribution? Is this not empowerment? We are not living in some banana republic where you take from the rich and give to the poor. And as it may sound, the wealth creators also give you jobs. The wealth creators also create infrastructure and are part of the growth story and the trajectory of India. So whilst your party is on a massive killing of everything that is Indian and aspirational, our Prime Minister gives us that dream that you aspire, you dream, and India will grow as you grow, as will people in rural and urban India. I want to ask 2 questions to the Congress party. Does Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who on his election drive say that redistribution of wealth is something his party endorses, and Mr. Sam Pitroda going on and nailing the coffin by saying that yes, we will take from the rich and give to the poor, the official stand of the Congress party? Because if it is so, then I think the voter is way too smart to not only reduce you to a regional party, but probably even that status you won't get today.
Poonam, may I?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, see, I have good English from China on some other numbers, but my questions on the 15 lakhs promised from Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the essential price increase and the employment.
So we've moved way beyond that. Look at where our economy is today. The difference is people are creating their own 15 lakhs.
Lied to the people. Where is the 15
lakhs?
There's
MSMEs, the small scale industrialists, the startups of India, the entrepreneurial stories. These are things that are being discussed world over. So if you want to just sit in the past and grope in the dark, that is evident, because we know the statements made by Mr. Manmohan Singh too. And here you have Rahul Gandhi and Sam Pitroda that make statements which will not only affect your mandate. I'm sorry to say, if you are even given the status of a regional party, it will be a point in question.
I'm still asking you, Shaina, do you have an answer for the 15 lakhs promised made by the Prime Minister?
I don't want to interject. I don't want to interject because I believe in civilized debates. But this inheritance tax clash is obviously a clear indication that the Congress wants to loot everything a self-upright Indian of part of aspirational India has done for him or herself. And given that kind of a scenario, this is going to be an answer in phase 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the elections, and on the 4th of June, you will realize how this has affected your so-called Anyay Patra, because your Anyay Patra is only a bunch of appeasement politics. It is only part of vote bank politics, where you want to completely play this Robin Hood card, which nobody agrees, because nobody even knows how you're going to go ahead and
how
implement.
exactly is it going to happen? The logistical implementation of such an exercise, given the extent of our country, given the diversions of our country, how is that actually going to happen? There's no conversation of that. But Sharad Kohli, I want to give you the last 30 seconds on this debate. We're talking about wealth redistribution. We're talking about an inheritance tax. This also comes at a time when several reports have spoken of wealth inequality as far as India is concerned. There are several reports, several agencies that have gone on to talk about how that's the highest that we've seen in the last 3 to 4 decades.
Well, no doubt. You see, when liberalization started, Poonam, in 1991, this is a natural outcome. And, inequality, by the way, Poonam, is not just in India. Some of the most developed part of the world also witnesses inequality. In our country, it's more visible. It's wider because first of all, we are a very large population. The rural versus urban divide is very wide. It's always been there, but the fact of the matter is whether a particular government has made an effort to fill this gap. Yes, gender equality is a very important aspect. If women are being given chance to come to the mainstream, I think it's a very, very prominent step to fill up this gap. To check corruption is a very important step. So you can only take steps through policies to fill up the gap which has existed for 75 long years in this country. You cannot fill up this gap, Poonam, overnight. I mean, if it took 6.5 decades to make it, it will take at least 2 to 3 decades to fill this gap, is what I have to say, Poonam.
Sure. So where we're headed next and who exactly is going to gain or lose out of this controversy, we'll find out sooner than later. In fact, we are less than 48 hours away before the second phase. Is this something that could be the Congress's undoing? Many analysts believe it is. The Congress, of course, dismissing that outrightly. At the moment, I have to leave it at that. I thank you all for joining us here on this broadcast and sharing your perspective.